Well, this is the beginning of my live stream, and we have no viewers, but I hope soon we will get some. I mean, some people will join, I hope. Anyways, let's start. So today I will be talking about PT, also known as Playable Teaser, which was first announced in 2014 in August, and it came out and it was amazing. The Playable Teaser, as some of you know, but if some don't, was Hideo Kojima's project, and this was meant to be the next Silent Hill game, which of course, by the looks of it, was amazing, but unfortunately, what happened was that the game didn't work out. And by the way, this demo was not made into a real game. It was just a playable teaser, and many people picked up on that, and it became very popular. Especially the atmosphere changed everything in the horror gaming genre, and many people started to copy the environments, the idea, the mechanics, and everything. Just so everyone will be on the same page, the game had the looping mechanism, which means that you had to go through the same events, the same environments many times, but there were different events. There were jump scares, there were some things which moved, there were some texture design changes, and so on. And of course, there was the most famous, one of the most famous horror antagonists, Lisa, which was, as some people say, following you all the way in the game. Now, I'm not going to be talking about the symbolism, the themes, the analysis of this game, because this is not about the PT, the game itself. This is about what did PT do for other game developers and how it set the bar too high for some. Not for everyone, but for some. Because the game initially was just a teaser, and it was meant to be that big budget game which would remake the Silent Hill, but it didn't, because some things happened which I don't want to discuss, and honestly I don't know much about it, so I'm just gonna say that this game had a huge impact. And how was that impact shown in the gaming community? Well, as you know, there were many games, many small games, many copy-like games, which allowed the players to use different materials, different jump scares, spooks, but to create the same type of environment. And I'll show you some of the famous games and some of the games which are still in development, which were very heavily affected by the PT. Hi Tiffany. Tiffany says, I got stuck and couldn't finish it. I played a remake someone made for the PC. Yeah, I made a remake for the, I played a remake for the PC too, and I was actually surprised. The first time actually I played PT was in 2018, and I thought that game was so scary. And Layers of Fear, as it is shown on the screen, came out way earlier. Like after the PT, I guess the first game that came out was Layers of Fear. Then we had Medicine, which was also playable teaser. But I think Medicine is now in development and they're trying to finish the game, and probably they would publish it this year. I'm not sure, but the other game, which was also heavily inspired by the Silent Hill playable teaser, was Visage, or some people say Visage. I've seen one YouTube playthrough, and there was this guy talking about this game, and he said, "Well, this is a new psychological horror game, Visage." I was like, "No, it's Visage, right? That's how it's pronounced." And then I didn't argue about it because I don't know. For some it's Visage, for some it's Visage. Anyways, yeah. That game was heavily inspired by PT, and I think some people thought that maybe that this game was the continuation of playable teaser PT, because as not many of people who are watching this or will watch this after live know that the PT was not officially published by Kojima Productions. It was published by anonymous name. It was 7785 something studios, and people thought, "Oh wow, this game, it's so amazing," and they didn't know that how much the indie developer could sorry, my tongue got stuck. What I'm trying to say is they didn't know that it was Kojima and not some random guy on his computer using Unity or Unreal Engine and making this game. Because in 2014, as many don't remember, in 2014 Unreal Engine 4 was like a big hit. For example, today Unreal Engine 5 and the new rendering systems are way far forward for the game developers, indie game developers, because most of them use Unity, as I know. I know some people who use Unity, and personally, I've never used Unity. I tried to work on it, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I will get my hands on Unity and try to make something, but. Yeah, I've never tried Unity, but as far as I know, Unity is the most successful, the most used game engine for people. And there are some who use Unreal Engine 4 also. There's special, what is it called, Horror Engine pack that people use, and I've seen that in a lot of games. But of course, not many have high PC, like high requirement PCs. So some people have low resolution PCs, and not everything works on every computer. Anyways, yeah, back to the discussion. So yeah, those were these are the four main games which were heavily affected by PT. Ellison Road, I have watched it. I personally have not played it. I played Layers of Fear. I tried to play Visage, but my computer couldn't take it. I did play Medicine on my channel. I played their new demo, and yeah, I've never played Ellison Road, but I've seen Ellison Road, and from those three, Ellison Road and Ellison Road and Medicine are the most affected by PT. Layers of Fear was original, even though it had that feel, it had that PT-esque feel. But Blubber Team, the developers of Layers of Fear, actually made amazing games after that. But of course, some people say that Layers of Fear is their best game, but I kind of disagree. I mean, Blair Witch was kind of okay. I enjoyed what it was, even though the twists and the ending was kind of shallow, I would say, and I hope they don't get. I hope I'm not offending anyone, but it was shallow. The Layers of Fear 2 was not that great, and they also developed The Medium. Yeah, The Medium was amazing. I love The Medium. Personally, I would definitely play The Medium and not play Layers of Fear. Layers of Fear, it has some interesting plots, plot details, and overall design, but The Medium was great. I love The Medium. So now I will move on to the games which I think are good, which I think, in my opinion, are what many indie developers should strive. And some of those are new games, so just don't be surprised if you don't know them. So these are the main games that I've chosen to showcase during this discussion, and I think all three games have the unique look, the unique design, plot, mechanics, atmosphere, and everything. Absolutely everything. The first one is Summer of 58. Summer of 58 is a found footage kind of mixed game, and it deals with school and some psychological psychological horror jump scares, and good sound design, amazing sound design. And I really enjoyed watching it. I've never played it, but I watched the playthrough and it was amazing. Same one is with In Sound Mind, which is very popular now. Many YouTubers play this game. And to be honest, In Sound of Mind was kind of very different from the typical horror atmosphere first-person genre, but I just really enjoyed it. And the third one is Tormented Souls. I must say Tormented Souls did so much more than many indie developers can't do. First off, the game is super violent, and it has original idea, unique look, and that old Resident Evil, Silent Hill fixed camera angles, and some of them are very creepy. But for what I've enjoyed in Tormented Souls was the combat, the mechanics, the use of lighting and environment, and of course the main protagonist. Yeah, she's amazing. And not to be like saying anything weird, but yeah, the main protagonist is a strong female protagonist, and there are not a lot of games which have strong female protagonists. By the way, The Medium, which I've mentioned, made by Blubber Team, they also have the female protagonists. And yeah, I love the games which have female protagonists, not because I'm kind of, trying to, maybe gender swap or do something like that. No, because like female protagonists and in general the horror is very unique, and since Alan Wake and since the Slender and Amnesia, there were so many male protagonists, and the female protagonists have their own unique place. For example, Silent Hill 3, which some people thought was not that great, was actually good. I think Silent Hill was way better than Silent Hill 1. Of course, the best one is Silent Hill 2. I will not argue with that, but Silent Hill 3 is probably in, well, maybe second place, I guess. Silent Hill 4, The Room was not that impressive for me. And when the time came in, I played Silent Hill 4. It was very weird, and maybe Silent Hill 4 doesn't have that much replay value, but well, none of those games have. No, not Silent Hill 1, 2, especially 3. No one plays 3. I've seen some people play Silent Hill 2, like revisit the game, but I've never seen people play Silent Hill 3 that much. So yeah, that's what I would say about Tormented Souls, In Sound Mind, and Summer 58. If you want, you can check out those games. I will not be leaving links down in the description, but it's just up on the screen, so you can just Google it and find the games yourself. Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention, I'm not trying to promote any of those games. I'm not trying to force anyone for those games, or just be like, this is the games that you should definitely play, this is the games that you should definitely buy. No, this is just my own opinion, this is my own discussion, and this is just my subjective opinion, which a little bit is based on some facts, right? So what now? First off, let's see our chat. And we have 1 like, we have 2 viewers. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, so what now? Now I will be shortly saying everything, kind of trying to sum up the whole discussion. I think PT and problem with PT, which is the title for my video, I think the problem with PT is that PT ruined creativity for indie developers. It ruined the surreal sensation of making games not based on jump scares and not based on sound design, or not heavily based on the big tall woman monster, which is very common nowadays, but mostly based on atmosphere, because doing atmosphere is very difficult. And PT did this thing with the atmosphere. It created something that should not be copied and should not be remade, because this is what it is. It was a playable teaser. And what I think some people should do, especially indie developers, they should try to make something simple, which works, which is atmospheric, and which has a unique story, because that's what it's all about, a story. And I know some people might say, well, not really, like, look at other games, some games they don't have. I don't really care. I only care about games which have good story, which have good sense of realism, good sense of the character, and the character and the story is the main thing that the game should respect. Of course, I might be a bit hypocrite, because my games, they lack a lot in story and character, but I must say, my games, one of the projects which I've made, which have not been that successful, but just are there, have been about a character and the story. Vachi, which I created, was about a female character, and it was a story about an ancient goat and something, sacrifice village, whatever. But it was a story and it was a character. It didn't have jump scares, it didn't have sound design, it didn't have tall lady and looping hallway, no. The other game which I played, made was Envy. Envy hasn't been played by many. I guess there was only one person who played that game, and I don't know, maybe I will try to revisit that or play it on my channel. I know that's cringe and pathetic to play your own games, but I don't know, I will just try to attract people who are interested in my work, and that's it. I'm not trying to say like my game is the best. No, that's the point. Developer who says that their games are the best, I think, really lack the understanding of what the best is. Like, the best game is Silent Hill 2. That's undebatable. The best game is Amnesia. Amnesia: The Dark Descent was amazing. The best game is Outlast. Oh, by the way, Outlast. So, with this PT discussion and with the problem with PT, like, how many games can you just write down, can you mention, which are copies of Outlast? If you're watching this live, you can comment down below. If you're watching this, not live, you still can just write down the comment and show me the game, indie game, or it can be the game which is like very popular AAA game, which has the Outlast atmosphere, which has the exact copy of Outlast. You can't. I mean, you might write down a game, one or two, but not as many as PT. PT has so many copycat games, 1,000 games, indie games, AAA games, just visual novels, even visual novels. But Outlast, it's hard to copy Outlast. It's easier to copy Slenderman. It's easier to copy Five Nights at Freddy's. It's easier to copy what was the other game which was popular? Damn it. Yeah, Resident Evil. Resident Evil is like easiest game to copy. There's a zombies, there's a house, or maybe some other environment, and you have a gun, and there's protagonist, and you pew pew. That's it. That's Resident Evil. I mean, I'm not trying to shit on Resident Evil. I love Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8, and yeah, they're great. And the Resident Evil 2 remake, amazing games. But still, you can make a copy of that. But you can't make a copy of Outlast. I've seen some people, especially this year, trying to make demos and games based on the found footage. That's a different thing too, because alright, Tiffany says we've always said that imitation is the highest form of flattery. Oh, well, well, yes, that's true, Tiffany, that's true. Of course, it's I do agree with you, and I'm not trying to be like rent the game. Tiffany saying, not saying it's okay to bluntly rip them off, but to do is it in the, yeah, to do it in the same style. Yes, of course. See, that's the point. That's the point I'm trying to make, that if you can take PT and make a clone and copy the game, why can't you make Outlast? And I will tell you why. Because some developers, and I'm also considering myself, even though I'm not big developer and I'm like nothing, no one, but still, I'm saying about that. I'm saying that about myself too. Even me, developers are a bit lazy to write a good story. They're lazy to write a good action piece. They're lazy to write a good transition from scene to scene. And that's the main issue. That's the problem which I'm trying to bring up. That's the problem with PT copies. They're not story games. They're not atmospheric games. They're just games which have jump scares, which have visual cues, which have sound design, and that's it. No character. In the end, a scary monster, looping hallway, goes from one door to another door, and then the wall behind them changes. That's it. And it's easy. And it's kind of, it's not disappointing. No, I'm not trying to say it's disappointing, but it's kind of a bit repetitive. Excuse me for my pronunciation, but it's a repetition, and that's a thing that most developers should avoid. All developers should avoid repetition. But it's true, I agree with you. The highest form of flattery is the imitation. Yes, true. Imitate PT, that's okay. Imitate Slenderman, that's fine. I actually played amazing game. Unfortunately, I forgot the name, but I have it on my collection on itch.io, which is a Slenderman game, like game, and it's amazing. It's so amazing. That game, I'm on observation duty. Someone made a copy of that, which was brilliant. It was amazing. I mean, you could have seen that it was imitation of the game, but it was so much more, very different. And it's rare to find a PT like game which has value. Well, except of the games which I've mentioned, the what was the ones that I've said? Oh, the medicine, the visage, the layers of fear. Yeah, they did their own style. They did great, but overall, I still think that people should work more on the story and the character. And I would really much enjoy having a great character and a good story rather than, just jump scares and, oh, look, a tall lady, she's gonna do what? Do what? Like, it's not that great. So yeah, I guess I will be finishing off with that. Yep. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna be closing my stream. And please be sure to comment down below if you disagree or maybe if you agree with me. And definitely check out the games which I've mentioned in my discussion, which they're amazing. All of them are amazing. And overall, the horror genre is just one of my favorite genres. I like everything mixed with horror, detective, adventure games, action games, first-person shooter games, and everything. Yes. All right. Thanks for watching, and yeah, see you on the next live stream, or maybe I will upload a video tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Thank you, and have a